So I spent less than $100 throughout 2025 at estate sales and garage sales. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over my book haul from 2025, working with and starting with the money that I spent to start out. And then as we go, find out, did I actually make money? Technically, I'm not gonna probably sell many of these, if any of these, or did I just fund some old people's estate sale retirement, or help them get out of debt, or do whatever they gotta do to liquidate their assets? I mean, if you went bankrupt and these are your assets, I think you got bigger problems. But either way, let's see how I did. Okay, starting out with Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I picked this up for $5. Thought the cover was pretty cool. I saw that this was given at least in the year 1950, and the copyright date over here is 1945. So, ooh, I thought it was really cool. Looked this thing up, and we're looking at a fair price of $5, good 8, very good 18. I would obviously say this is in fair condition, so not the greatest copy, but I did think it was pretty cool. You do have like these illustrations throughout, and yeah, I thought it was pretty neat. So next up, I found these 3 Tolkien books, Unfinished Tales, Silmarillion, and this songbook for $5. $5 in the estate sale. This guy before me, he grabbed the actual trilogy, Lord of the Rings trilogy, right before me, so I was pretty bummed about that. The Silmarillion, now this one, it sells in this condition for about $8, and I thought it was pretty sweet. This is not a first printing. You could see right here. It's in pretty good condition, readable condition, just the cover is a little beat. Unfinished Tales, now this one is actually what got me hype about the set. I was gonna buy it anyway, I really was. For this copy, when I pulled it up, it's actually a first US printing. In this condition, it does go for like $10, maybe. But what I found was really cool, and maybe a game breaker for all of these, is that the map is inside each one of them still. And if I can pop this open without messing it up, I think that's pretty sweet. I don't know how well this is gonna, let's see if I can get that down there. So, pretty sweet, if you ask me. Watch me now trying to get this thing back together. After all these years, I'll be the one that ruins it. And then finally, oh man, this book it's actually massive. It's really, really big, really tall. The road goes on forever. I couldn't find this online for basically anything less than 45 bucks. Now, I know it might go for less than that. The print run must be just crazy low, because it's not like it's a crazy early printing or anything. If I somehow break 1,000 views on this video, I'm telling you right now, you guys pick out one of the songs in this book and I will sing it to the camera. Absolutely. You can hold me to that. Call of the Wild, such a classic. I was pretty early in my like garage sailing journey here, and I came across this toy collector who had a little bit of a stash of books, and I was like, oh man, what do I know? This is from 1963. That's pretty old. That must be worth something. Nah, dude. Nah, I bought this for 10 bucks. If I'm lucky, I can maybe get it for like 5 or 10 bucks back. I don't even think I would be able to sell it for that. It is a pretty wild illustrated edition. I mean, some of these things are a little creepy. Like, what is this guy? I did get a little burned on it, technically, when it comes to the cash. So this next chunk, we were in the boonies of New Jersey at an estate sale, and they were selling all paperbacks for $1 and all hardcovers for $2. So I picked up all these Stephen King novels. The Wastelands, if you've ever read The Dark Tower, is quite the book. But this one, I mean, it's really, really nice condition. It's the illustrated edition, and yeah, it goes for probably like 15 bucks. These artworks are pretty sick, though. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Here's another one here. That is freaky, man. Now the Dead Zone, this one, it took me forever to figure it out. Now, I think they tell you basically that the book club editions here usually have like a price marker right here. I went through the back cover, I went through the front cover, I went through everything. The Dead Zone, if anybody knows anything about the print runs of this thing, I don't. I really had a hard time finding it. Just kind of a tough estimate, but $2 obviously, even in the worst condition, which this is not. It's not minty, but it's very good. It can fetch a pretty good amount of money, probably close to 50 bucks. So yes, thrifting advice number 1, printing a price tag on this inside flap can be a massive difference in price. We're talking from 10 to 20 bucks, all the way to well over 100, just because that might indicate an earlier edition, a lower print run. If there is no number there, it could be a bit of a red flag. I had never heard of Needful Things, but again, I saw Stephen King. I'm like, for $2, it's worth a shot. Maybe it's a worthwhile book. And it turns out that this one, even though it is a first printing here, it is a super overprinted Stephen King novel and not really worth much. Let me know in the comments if you ever read this one. But remember, just because something may be really, really minty and in good condition and an early print run does not mean that it's worth a lot of money. And the same thing comes with Insomnia. Again, overprinted. This one looks like we've got 27 bucks when it came out. I don't even know if you could get that for it now. I mean, again, it's perfectly brand new condition, so maybe you could get 30 bucks for it. I hope one day I get around to reading it because I think this one does tie into the Dark Tower series. I don't know. Let me know if in the comments I'm right on that or not. This one, I thought I was a genius. Watership Down. It's a classic. I flipped this thing open at the estate sale and I saw this and I was like, oh man. I turned to my wife, I'm like, this is sick. They posted the hardcovers for 10 bucks. I was like, hey man, this doesn't have a dust jacket. It's got some smears here. I'm like, can you give me 5? He's like, I'll do 6. All right, 6 bucks. Turns out this is the first US printing. The way it is, maybe 30 bucks. If it was in very good condition, probably closer to 100. But I was thinking, man, I had a steal. 100 bucks plus, that could buy a lot of groceries. Okay, one of my childhood favorites for $1 in someone's garage. I'm literally not passing on it. I don't care that it says something about I love you in the corner. I don't care that some of them have crayon markers in here. It's just, I couldn't pass on it. I couldn't pass on it. This is copyright 1938. So even though it was a buck, I was like, this might be interesting. But nope. Cool illustrations, yeah. Cool illustrations, but no dust jacket. This thing, I mean, maybe someone would buy it back for $3. So, hey, childhood favorite, add it to the collection. Next up, we've got Old Man in the Sea. And this one was another one where I just, you pop it open, you start to think, okay, maybe this is pretty neat. We've got an inscription, 1953, happy birthday. And again, I thought I was onto something, but turns out that right here, in terms of having an early original printing, I think it's right here, the letter A is inscripted, and this one doesn't have that, so we're talking about just, probably a throwaway. This is a complete mess on the back. Look at that, I don't know what happened here. But yeah, I don't even know if I could get the money back I spent on this. I think I spent $5, so yeah. Call this one an L. The Stranger by Albert Camus. This book gave me the heebie-jeebies. If you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. There's no way you don't. One thing to absolutely know, even though this book in a hardcover is absolutely rare, the library condition kills this thing. I mean, you got the library stamp there. Obviously, it's got a little library printing. Not the stain's not helping it. Neither is this tape here. And even though I think I paid $5 for this, probably could get $5-10 bucks back for it. The library condition is something that kills the value of books. You gotta really, really want something and maybe be an absolute surgeon when it comes to taking it off, which at this stage I don't really want to mess with. Next thing I just want to share with you guys is old does not mean gold. Here we have Plato's Selections and Plato's American Republic. And I got a 2 for $5 here. I'm like, oh man, these are so old, so sick. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not the case. Even though this thing is from 1927, it is not a gem. This one actually, I was kind of close on. The B on the copyright page, if that had been the letter A, and we talked about it just before on the last book, if that had been the letter A, this would be an absolute smoke of a book. So yeah, this is just a little academic reprint copy that kids used to study with. And the same, this was part of the 2 for $5, taking the L on this too. I haggled for the pair. This one is, I think, a second printing. I looked this one up, maybe can get $5 for it. This was early in my hunting days, and I'm telling you right now, I used to grab stuff like this, and we'll get through a couple more coming up because it's just It's not worth it. Books were printed in mass for schools back then. Same here, we've got Emerson. I think I'm so cool picking up a Emerson book, and it has some uniqueness to it because actually it is a specimen copy. And that's not all that common. It probably doesn't matter in a book like this, but this was given to teachers as a sample for them to use and see if they wanted to use it in the classroom. I think you know where I'm going with this. Rudyard Kipling, collected works. Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. You are not worth that much. Paid a buckaroo for it. It's probably not going to be an easy thing to sell and just about worth that exact price if I'm lucky. But I did think this was pretty neat. This little member from the Literary Guild of America. I actually have no idea why I picked this up. This is called The General. I don't know what caught my eye about it. C.S. Forester. I think maybe I thought Forester was an important author. Back when I first started hunting through these estate sales and garage sales, I was like, all right, keep an eye out for authors I know, like Stephen King, Hemingway. Obviously, you could see Kipling, it wasn't really paying off. So Forester, I thought I was cool. I paid $4 for this bad boy. And yeah, no, this book here is really cool, like leather bound, Last of the Mohicans, old, 1882. It's in really good condition for how old it is. I think that's the wild part. And like I said, it's just like, it's not leather, it's like this cloth. I paid $5 for this thing. In this condition, I gotta say it's maybe worth 10 times that, and I'm not letting this one go. It's just, I can't believe it's survived this long. It might be my oldest book now that I own, so I'm gonna keep it on the shelf. Death of the Salesman, all-time classic. Only paid $1, but when it comes to, do I have something in a crazy rare edition, there is a little tip here. Just turn it over, look on that back spine, and you may see a little baby indent. Either way, $1 in, probably 10 to 20 bucks. Another really cool one, I really like the cover, Anatomy of a Murder. We have the copyright of 1958, but again, we have these extra print lines here. First, fourth, fifth, so we've got a fifth printing. But this one, even this book in this condition, I was looking them up and we're looking at, I don't know, 20 bucks maybe? Now this one I picked up, The Life of Andrew Jackson, because I'm actually reading the presidential bios in order from Washington. I finished John Quincy Adams and he's pretty awesome. Also, I thought it was really sick because I found this in the inside cover. And this is from 1879, allegedly? I don't know. Does anybody know how to authenticate that? So I paid $5. It's probably worth $5. I do need to get around to reading it so I can move on through my presidential journey, but yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I know I was talking old is gold, but I got these 2 Shakespeare books, and oh my gosh, this is not even gonna stay together. I'll start with this guy. These Shakespeare books for $1 each. This one is the complete works, look, 1909. Wow. Even though we have like this cloth cover, again, for 100 years, we've got no spine here, but this is pretty cool. I mean, it's seen some love, but it also probably hasn't seen some love. It's probably been buried in grandma's basement for years, and that's why they're willing to just say, hey, give me $1, because otherwise it's going in the trash, which is super sad when it comes to this stuff, but what can you do? I'll tell you what you can do. You can donate it, guys. Don't ever hesitate. Donate a book. If you're done with it, don't like it, not gonna sell it, I don't know. Don't ever be a stranger to donating to people who would love to have a copy of something to read. Just because you don't want it doesn't mean somebody else won't. Anyway, donation rant over. This one had a pretty sweet marbling cover. It slid in the back of my car and literally the cover came off, which really sucks. Maybe one day I'm gonna learn how to refurbish these things, put a new binding on. I see cool clips of it online all the time. This one, I was like, oh boy, I'm onto something here. There comes the cover. I'm onto something here because I pulled this out and there's this collection article. It said this sold for $210,000. I'm like, this can't be the book, right? I'm sitting in like some lady's basement, and if you've ever been to estate sales, you know that these people, their Wi-Fi is like always out when it matters. Maybe they don't want you being able to look up prices of stuff online. It is pretty cool. You got this like screen here. I don't care that it's not rare. It's just really wild to look at. And finally, I bought these 4 books right here for $10 at an estate sale. J.D. Salinger, Catcher in the Rye, in a hardcover, stood out to me. Again, saw I was a little more wizened at this time, you might say. The $1.95 stood out to me. I was like, oh, okay, obviously this is a reprint though. When I got it home, I just thought I was so full of myself. I was like, I'm gonna get this for 10 bucks, come on. Even if I had even opened the inside flap, I would have seen that it's been reprinted. But once I had the stack, I was like, I might as well get them all. And another hardcover, 9 stories. Never read it, plan to one day. If you've read it, let me know if it's any good. This one's probably worth another 10 bucks, but also a reprint. Finally, the craziest thing, these 2 uncollected short stories. These are total mysteries. No publisher is inside here. Bootleg versions of these went out because Salinger stopped publishing. I would love to know more if anybody knows more about the story. But anyway, these are just little cruddy kind of paperbacks. They're nothing special. I start looking on eBay, and as I'm scrolling through, I'm seeing them for hundreds of dollars. Hundreds of dollars. I sat and picked up these 4 books for 10 bucks, and hundreds of dollars are sitting in these tiny little thin paperback copies. Wow, something unusual can absolutely pay off. If you don't know what it is and can't find it online and you're just paying $1 or $2, I mean, people go get scratch offs all the time. Why not take a chance? Especially if you're a book lover, like to have something cool in your collection. I don't know, this is wild. So maybe I'm duped when I'm doing my searching, but I mean, it's hard to lie. When you look online, you check the solds, like I've said before, and boom, they're there. And they're not selling often, but they have sold and for a lot of money.